Hello children, welcome to AIMS India's online classes. This is biology session. You are watching movements in living beings. So in the last class, living organisms show different types of movements. Let us recall briefly. So what we have studied about amoeboid movements, about ciliary movements, about the movements in Hydra. What are the different types of movements in Hydra? Looping movement, somersault movement, gliding movement, swimming, etc. And the different types of movements we have studied particularly in animals, isn't it? So the movement in the animals. So we distinguish two important terms. What are they? Locomotion and movement. Locomotion means the entire body movement, isn't it? Whereas movements means a particular organ. It may be the internal or external. Okay. In the today's session, we are going to study about the concept of human skeleton system. Okay. Are you ready, children? Let us proceed. So very interesting. Human skeleton system. The skeleton system, it is one of the organ systems present in our body. The skeleton forms the bony framework of the body, providing support and protection for some of the soft organs. Okay? It is a solid structure. The main function of the skeleton is to provide support and also provide protection to the internal organs, soft organs. Can you tell some examples of soft organs? Yes, heart, kidneys, liver, lungs, brain. Okay, these are all soft organs. They are vital organs, very important organs. They need a lot of protection, isn't it? So that protection is provided by our skeleton system, particularly in the skull and pelvis, acting as levers in movements. Levers means certain structures which help in the movements and providing surfaces for the attachment of the skeletal muscles. Okay. So in the skull and pelvis, there are certain levers which helps in movement and also provide the surface for the attachment of the skeletal muscles. Okay. In certain parts, the framework is supplemented by cartilage. Okay. The skeleton framework is supplemented by cartilage. Cartilage means nothing but a soft bone. Okay. So this study of skeleton system is called osteology. Osteology means study of bones and the framework of bones. Okay. So depending on their location, the skeleton is divided into exoskeleton and endoskeleton. Okay. If the skeleton present outside the body, exoskeleton, inside internally, endoskeleton. For example, if you take human beings, hairs, nails, these are exoskeleton parts. Whereas if you take other animals, hooves, horns, okay, these are all exoskeleton. Ivory, okay, they are the exoskeleton part. And endoskeleton means the bony framework which is present, made up of 206 bones which are present inside. Okay, that is our endoskeleton. Okay. The exoskeleton components are derived either from the epidermis or dermis of the skin. Okay. There are different layers are there in the skin, epidermis, dermis, the endodermis, like that the different layers are there. Okay. So, this exoskeleton may be derived from either epidermis or dermis of the skin. So, children, the exoskeletal structures in mammals are, in mammals means the animals which give birth to their young ones and which feed their young ones with milk, they are called mammals. In mammals, the exoskeleton in different forms like scales or scutes of keratin, keratin is a protein, okay, horns, hooves, claws, nails, hair, etc. Okay. So, in different animals, different forms of this exoskeleton is present. Okay. The main function is protection. The main function of exoskeleton is protection, and endoskeleton components are derived from the mesoderm. Okay. Exoskeleton from dermis or epidermis, it is secreted exoskeleton structures, whereas the endoskeleton structures are derived from the mesoderm. So, you need to know what is a mesoderm. Mesoderm is an embryonic layer, okay, at the time of development, means single cell, the zygote, it undergo the differentiation, okay, during that 3 embryonic layers are formed, okay, that is ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. Mesoderm is the middle. From the middle mesoderm, this endoskeleton components are derived. Okay, children. Next, so these constitute, these means the endoskeleton constitutes the internal framework of the vertebrates. What are vertebrates? So, animals are divided into 2 groups. One is invertebrates and second one is vertebrates, depending upon the presence and absence of the vertebral column, backbone. Okay. So, in invertebrates there is no endoskeleton, whereas in vertebrates there is an endoskeleton, framework of bones. Okay. The endoskeleton consists of either bones or cartilage, or both bones and cartilage, or we can in other words we can say endoskeleton is made up of bones or cartilage or both. Okay. The human skeleton system consists of 206 bones, 206 bones, or maybe more in the embryonic stage or in the early child, okay, newly born child. If you take, the number of bones may be more, but an average adult if you take, it consists of 206 bones. So, these 206 bones are divided into 2 main parts. Okay, the entire human skeleton system is divided into 2 main parts. What are they? Axial skeleton and appendicular skeleton. Okay. So, these 2, axial skeleton as well as appendicular skeleton, both have some subparts, they are divided into subparts. Okay. Let us study in detail. So, you have to remember endoskeleton, human endoskeleton is made up of how many bones? 206 bones. It is divided into 2 parts. The one is axial skeleton, which is the upper part, and appendicular skeleton, the lower part of the skeleton. Okay. So, let us study in detail axial skeleton. This is the first part of human skeleton system. It lies along the longitudinal axis of the body and it includes skull, vertebral column, ribs, sternum. Okay. What are the parts of axial skeleton? Skull, vertebral column or backbone, ribs and sternum. Sternum means ribs are attached to the sternum. Sternum is also called breastbone. Okay, strong. And this axial skeleton occupies the longitudinal axis, central axis, central axis of the body. It includes 4 structures. Axial skeleton includes 4 structures. What are they? Skull in the head, okay, vertebral column, okay, already we have discussed skull, vertebral column, ribs and sternum. So, skull in the head, vertebral column in the neck and trunk, next sternum and ribs in the thorax region, okay, chest region, thoracic cavity, chest cavity. See here, this yellow color part represent the axial skeleton. So, what is the first part? Skull. The skull consisting of the cranial portion and the facial portion, and the next part vertebral column. The vertebral column from where? From neck to this pelvic girdle, okay, is the vertebral column. And next sternum. Sternum is this middle one is the sternum, okay, this is sternum or breastbone to which the ribs are attached. The next ribs in the thorax. This region is the thorax region, this is the neck and this is the thorax, and the remaining part from here to down abdominal region. Okay, the total body is divided into 2 cavities, upper thoracic cavity, lower abdominal cavity. Okay, in this thoracic cavity and in the abdominal cavity only the different organs are arranged in their respective positions, isn't it? So, the axial skeleton consisting of 4 parts: skull, vertebral column, sternum and ribs. Let us study in detail. Skull. Skull is the endoskeleton of head. Skull is not visible externally, it is embedded. Okay, skull is the endoskeleton of head and lies at the upper end of the vertebral column. Okay, it lies at the upper end of the vertebral column. It consists of 4 portions, or we can divide skull into 4 portions. What are they? Cranium, face, hyoid and sensory capsules. The skull is divided into 4 portions. Cranium, it is a bony box which protect the brain. Okay. The next, face, small tiny bones are present in the face. Then hyoid apparatus, okay, hyoid is present, and next sensory capsules. Okay. Next, skull is formed of 29 bones. Out of 206 bones, 29 bones are present in the skull itself. Next, vertebral column. What is the function of skull? Skull protects the brain, most important organ. Okay, the brain is protected by skull. Next, vertebral column. The vertebral column is also called spinal column. So, some of us in a confusion, spinal cord and vertebral column is same. No. Okay, the vertebral column protects the spinal cord. Spinal cord is present inside the vertebral column. Okay. So, vertebral column is also called spinal column or backbone. Okay. It is a long, curved, bony rod-like structure or tubular structure present on dorsal side of the neck, back side, dorsal side of the neck and trunk. It consisting of 4 regions: or we can divide the entire vertebral column into 4 regions. What are they? Cervical region, thoracic region, lumbar region, sacral region and caudal region. Okay, cervical, that is why these ribs are also, we are dividing into thoracic ribs which are present in the thoracic region. Okay. So, here the total vertebral column divided into 4 regions, they are cervical, thoracic, lumbar, sacral and caudal. 5 regions, not 4, make a correction, 5 regions: cervical, thoracic, lumbar, sacral and caudal region. Okay. So, next if you see in the diagram, you can see this is the skull. Okay, skull also divided into frontal, parietal, temporal, occipital. The entire brain is also divided into the 4 parts. Okay. So, they are protected by the skull. This entire one, this is cranium. The total, the brain is protected or covered like a cap by this cranium. Okay, it is made up of 29 bones. Okay, these are bones: ethmoid, lacrimal, nasal, zygomatic, maxilla, mandible. Mandible is the only bone which is movable. Lower jaw, it is also called a lower jaw. The remaining all bones are immovable, they are fixed. Okay, why? Because if any movement occurs, then it may damage the brain. That is why they are fixed. Okay, they are cemented, they are packed. But whereas mandible is the part which is called which is also called the lower jaw, it is the only movable part in the skull. Okay. Next, vertebral column. So, this vertebral column is divided into 5 regions: sacral, that is cervical, thoracic, lumbar, sacral and occipital. Occipital is only single. Okay, they are made up of this entire vertebral column is made up of small bones. They are called vertebrae. Vertebrae. Okay, vertebra means singular, vertebrae means plural. Okay. So, how many vertebrae are present here? Okay, they are 32. Okay, the last one is the occipital, or last one is we can say caudal or coccygeal. Okay, this is also called as coccyx. Coccyx means it is also called tailbone. It is also called a tailbone. So, it is a spring like this vertebral column. We could able to bend front, back. Okay. The structure of a human vertebral column is such that it is flexible. Okay. Right, let us go for next part, ribs. Ribs are 12 pairs. There are 12 pairs of ribs. Okay, they are arched, circular bones present in the thorax region or thoracic region. Okay. So, there are how many pairs? 12 pairs of ribs are present. So, these 12 pairs of ribs will form a box like structure. We are calling it as rib cage. Okay. So, if you take each rib is formed of posterior bony vertebral part, and anterior cartilaginous sternal part. Okay, means each rib is attached to vertebral column from back side, sternum from front side. Okay. In the image or in the diagram we can see once again the ribs are of three types. Okay, we can divide the ribs into three types. What are they? True ribs, false ribs and floating ribs. Okay, true ribs, false ribs and floating ribs. So next, sternum. Sternum is a flat and elongated dagger shaped bone present on mid of the vertebral or on the mid ventral side of the thorax. In the chest region, the middle, this sternum is present. It is also called breastbone, to which ribs are attached. It is about 15 centimeter long. Okay, the sternum is about 15 centimeter long. The main parts of the sternum are upper handle manubrium. The handle of the sternum, it is called manubrium. The middle largest part called the body and the lower small cartilaginous plate, it is called as a xiphoid cartilage. Okay, it is having upper handle manubrium and the middle largest part called the body and the lower small cartilaginous plate which is present in the sternum, it is called xiphoid cartilage. Okay. So you can see here the vertebrae, this is a thoracic vertebrae. Okay, this is the sternum, the middle. Okay, it is a flat elongated dagger shaped bone present on the mid ventral side of the thorax. So this is from here to here, it is called thorax, thoracic cavity or thorax region. Okay, and the ribs are how many types? Three types. True ribs, the upper ones, they are true ribs. Okay, how many pairs total? 12 pairs of ribs are present. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Two other side they are present. So it's a three-dimensional figure. Okay, so false ribs and floating ribs. There are three types of ribs you can find here. Okay, sternum and ribs. Okay, let us proceed. Next, appendicular skeleton. This is about the axial skeleton. In the axial skeleton, we discussed about the vertebral column, okay, skull, vertebral column, ribs, the main parts. Now, appendicular skeleton. The appendicular skeleton, this is the second part of human skeleton. It lies along the transverse axis of the body and it includes two types of girdles, pectoral girdle and pelvic girdle, or we can say limb girdles, okay, and limb bones, girdles and bones, limb bones. First, girdles. So pectoral girdle. Pectoral girdle is also called as a shoulder girdle. These are two in number. Pectoral girdles are two in number, each formed of two bones. One is clavicle and scapula. You have to remember these names. So pectoral girdles are two in number, each made up of two bones, that is clavicle and scapula. Pelvic girdle, or it is also called hip girdle. Okay, pectoral girdle is also called a shoulder girdle and pelvic girdle is also called hip girdles. So these are located in the lower, pelvic girdles or hip girdles are located in the lower part of the trunk and are two in number. Okay, pectoral girdles are also two in number, pelvic girdles are also two in number. and pectoral girdles are made up of two bones. What are they? Clavicle and scapula. And here the pelvic girdles are each formed of a single stout innominate of hip bone formed by the fusion of three bones. Okay. What are those three bones? Ilium, pubis and ischium. Ilium, pubis and ischium. The ilium on the upper side, the pubis on lower side and ischium on the below side. Okay. Upper, inner, lower or below the pubis. Okay. So, these three bones fuse together and form the pelvic girdle or hip girdle. Okay. See here, the shoulder girdle consisting of two main bones, clavicle and scapula. See upper clavicle, scapula. So, this is the sternum, ribs we studied in the axial skeleton, the yellow part, okay, and the vertebrae, vertebral column. Now, pelvic girdle. Okay. So, this pelvic girdle is made up of three bones which fuse it together to form this, okay, that is ilium, pubis and ischium. Ilium, pubis and ischium. They are three dimensional, okay, not shown in this, okay, separate diagram you will find them. So, this is normal structure, skeleton structure. Okay. So, appendicular skeleton, which part we have completed? Girdles. There are two main types of girdles, pectoral girdles and pelvic girdles. Pectoral girdle is also called as shoulder girdle. Shoulder girdle means in the shoulder region they are present, okay, and the pelvic girdle is present in the hip region. Okay. Next, in the appendicular skeleton, so as it is the second part of the human skeleton, it lies along the transverse axis of the body and includes two types of girdles. What are they? Pectoral girdle, shoulder girdle, and pelvic girdles, the hip girdles. Okay. And the pectoral girdle is made up of two types of bones, clavicle and scapula, whereas the pelvic girdle is made up of fused, a bone formed by three bones fused together. They are ilium upper side and pubis on inner side and ischium below the pubis. So, limb bones. Now, in the appendicular skeleton, next part is limb bones. This blue color structure is the appendicular skeleton. This yellow color structure is the axial skeleton. Okay, in the appendicular skeleton, the next part is the limb bones. Limb bones means the bones which are present in the hands and legs. Upper limbs, lower limbs. Upper limbs are called hands, lower limbs are called legs. There are two pairs of limbs, a pair of forelimbs and a pair of hind limbs. Forelimbs are also called hands and hind limbs are also called legs. Okay. So, the bones of forelimbs, hands. So, each limb is made up of 30 bones, means each hand and each leg is made up of 30 bones, means total 120 bones are present in the limbs itself. Okay, how these bones are arranged and what are the bones present in the forelimbs and hind limbs, we are going to discuss here. The forelimbs consisting of 30 bones. So, the number is also mentioned here. Upper arm, the strongest or the longest bone in the upper arm, okay, which is called as humerus, which is called as a humerus, and forearm. So, this is the humerus, and forearm, radius and ulna. This is the forearm consisting of two bones, radius and ulna. Okay, and wrist consisting of 8 bones, they are called carpels. So this part is the wrist is consisting of 8 small bones, they are called carpels. And palm consisting of 5 bones, they are called metacarpals. They are called metacarpals. And finally fingers are also made up of small bones, they are 14 in number, they are called phalanges. Okay, clearly you can see in this picture. Okay, so the wrist made up of bones called carpels. How many? 8 carpels are present. Then lead to the palm consisting of 5 small bones, they are called metacarpals, and the palm opens into the fingers or phalanges. There are 14 bones are present in the phalanges together. Okay, these 14 bones which are present in the fingers together called as phalanges, and the 5 bones present in the palm, they are called metacarpals, and the wrist bones are called as carpels. Okay, so the total arm consisting of how many bones? Okay, 3, 11, 16 plus 14, total 30 bones are arranged like this. Okay, next bones present in the hind limbs or legs. Here also 30 bones are present, they are called lower arm, we can call it as legs. The bones of the legs are longer than the bones of arms, and these bones strengthen the leg and support the body weight and help in locomotion or movement. Okay, compared to the hand bones, the bones present in the legs are very strong. The longest bone of the body, femur, okay, it is present in the leg, so it is also called thigh bone. Okay, next tibia, it is also called shank bone. Okay, tibiofibula or fibiotibula, you can call it anyway. Okay, it is a shank bone made up of 2 bones, just like radia and ulna in the arms. In the legs, tibiofibula are present together. Okay, these are 2 bones. Next, ankle. The ankle made up of small bones called tarsals. Okay, and instep, just like palm, instep is present in the legs, so it is called metatarsals. Okay, instep made up of 5 metatarsals, just like metacarpals in the palm. Okay, and the last one, that is toes, just like the palm, toes are the fingers. There we are calling it as phalanges or digits or fingers, but here toes made up of 14 phalanges, and the one joint is present in the knee region, knee joint. A bone is present that is called as a patella. Patella is the bone which is present in the knee joint. Okay, a total of 30 bones present in the legs. Let us count: 1 femur, 2 tibiofibula, 3 total. Now ankle consisting of 7 tarsals, now it has become 10, 3 plus 7, 10, and instep consisting of 5, okay, 15, then 14 phalanges and 1 patella, 15 plus 15, total 30 bones are present in the legs. Okay children, very simple. In the skeleton structure itself, you need to identify these bones easily. Okay, the longest bone present in the arm is humerus, the longest bone present in the leg is femur. Femur is also called thigh bone. Which is the longest bone in the body? Femur. Okay. So, their phalanges we are calling it as, here also phalanges in the legs also we are calling toes. Okay. What is that joint present in the knee, bone present in the knee joint? Patella. It's an important question. Okay. Right. So, total 60 bones are present in the limbs. Limbs are made up of 60 bones. Okay. Upper limbs made up of 30 bones and lower limbs made up of 30 bones each. Each limb it is, you have to count each limb. So, total how many bones are present in both hands? 60. And how many bones are present in the both legs? 60. Total 120 bones. Out of 206 bones, 120 bones are present in the only where? In the limbs. Okay. Limbs are part of which skeleton? Appendicular skeleton. Okay. I hope you understood, children. Read the book. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for receiving latest updates.